Praise the Lord. Amen.
So take two. Our word of encouragement is coming from Hebrews 11, 1 through 12, verse 2.
Amen.
And if it had a title, it would be Not to Believe in What You See, but what you don't see.
All right.
Amen.
So now faith is the substance of all things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good testimony. By faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which are visible. Should I ask someone if I could borrow some glasses? I'm struggling to read this.
Okay.
Moment.
Sure. Sight, Lord.
Is this better? Okay, I'll get it the right distance here. All right, you're right. So, by faith, Abel offered to God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and through it, he being dead still speaks. Just got to get it the right distance because these are pretty powerful. By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not see death, and was not found, because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he had this testimony, that he pleased God. But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he who comes to God must believe that he is.
Yes, he is.
And that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. By faith, Noah, being divinely warned of things not yet seen, moved with godly fear, prepared an ark for the saving of his household, by which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is according to faith. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place which he would receive as an inheritance. And he went out, not knowing where he was going. By faith, he dwelt in a land of promise, in a foreign country, dwelling in tents with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he waited for the city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is God. By faith, Sarah herself also received strength to conceive seed, and she bore a child when she was past the age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore, from one man, and him as good as dead, were born as many as the stars of the sky in multitude, innumerable as the sand in which is by the seashore. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, were assured of them, embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth.
Yes.
For those who say such things declare plainly that they seek a homeland. And truly, if they had called to mind the country from which they had come out of, they would have had opportunity to return. But now they desire a better, that is, a heavenly country.
Yes.
Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God. He has prepared a city for them.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
By faith Abraham, when he was tested, offered up Isaac. And he who had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said, in Isaac your seed shall be called. Including that God was able to raise him up even from the dead, from which he also received him in a figurative sense. By faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. By faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed each of his sons, the sons of Joseph, and worshipped, leaning on the top of his staff. By faith Joseph, when he was dying, made a mention of the departure of the children of Israel, and gave instructions concerning his bones. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hidden 3 months by his parents, because they saw he was a beautiful child, and they were not afraid of the king's command. By faith, Moses, when he became of age, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter,
Yes.
choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin.
Wow.
Esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he looked to the reward. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he who destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By faith he passed through the Red Sea and by dry land, whereas the Egyptians, attempting to do so, were drowned. By faith the walls of Jericho fell down after they were encircled for 7 days. By faith the harlot Rahab did not perish with those who did not believe, when she had received the spies with peace. And what shall I say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon and Barak and Samson and Jephthah, also of David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fires, escaped the edge of the sword, out of the weakness were made strong, became valiant in battle, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again. Others were tortured, not attempting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. Still others had trial of mockings and scourgings, yes, and of chains of imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn in two, were tempted, were slain with a sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and mountains, in dens and caves of the earth. And all these, having obtained a good testimony through faith, did not receive the promise. God having provided something better for us, and they should not be made perfect apart from us. Therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us. And let us run with endurance the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of God.
Amen.
So,
Praise the Lord.
testimony, or a couple testimonies, one you've heard many times. Ann and I waited for close to 3,000 days for Anders. And there was times that our faith was weak, but we believed.
Yes.
And he gave us a son.
Hallelujah.
And then it was time to have or godparents for our son. So we thought about who we should get. And there was lots of people to choose from. And we chose our daughter Natasha and her boyfriend Philip. At the time they weren't married. But we weren't looking what we saw. We just believed in God.
Hallelujah.
That things would work out on his time. And they are about to be married.
Praise
And
God.
they're about to have a child. And as we did, they didn't do it in the order that God instructs. He gives us choices.
Yes.
But he is in control.
Yes, he is.
I thank him.
Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.